Hi guys, welcome to another movie crew review. Today we'll be reviewing Red One.
The movie stars Dwayne Johnson, Chris Evans, Lucy Liu, and Jake Kasdan.
Santa is kidnapped. It's hell in North Pole. But Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Chris Evans are going to track him down and save Christmas. This is the plot of the new Christmas film coming out in November, not December, for 2024. This film follows the two people that don't like each other very much. The head of the elves, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and a hacker that's a lone wolf, Chris Evans. So we're going to get into this review this week, and Cameron, you're going to take us away.
Yep, I'm not a big fan of Christmas movies. I tend to watch one or two a year, but they're really not my shtick. This one, well, I was more or less entertained, I suppose, for a majority of the movie. But I'll just go straight into it. Too much exposition in this film. I thought everything needed explaining. Just they went that extra step every time, and it just tend to drag on a little bit in every sort of section the movie finds itself in. And yeah, but I definitely feel like they picked the actors for the movie and then wrote the characters towards the actors, which works but doesn't work at the same time. Like, it works in the sense that you know what you're getting from The Rock and Chris Evans, that witty and sort of douchey character that Chris Evans has, and then you got The Rock being The Rock, and that's their characters for the whole movie pretty much. But that's the detriment as well, because it leaves no surprise in how the characters sort of develop or where they go. It's pretty straightforward. But I mean, at the end of the day, it made me feel happy. It's Christmas, yay, and yeah. John?
Yeah, so I enjoy a good Christmas film. I like things like Alf and A Christmas Story, so I was interested in this film. I found the first, 20 minutes and the last 20 minutes probably my favorite part of this film, when you get to see Santa as more of like a military person, like the president, where everybody's, calling him, and they've got the motorcade of white Escalades, and it's more like an army operation. I enjoyed that bit. I thought it was quite interesting. I thought that was interesting take on Santa, and especially at the end when you see him delivering the presents. So pretty much the North Pole's answer to how they get the presents in the sleigh is that Santa and the rest of the elves are Ant-Man. So that's pretty much the superpower of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He's Christmas Ant-Man, and that's pretty much it. The middle, I don't know, 90 minutes of the film aren't really that consequential in terms of storyline. I just found it to be much of a muchness. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the guy who can't be beat, comes in, saves the day, rah, rah, rah. And Chris Evans like, yo, what you doing? I'm a villain, but I'm not a villain. I'm a good guy in the end. And it's just much of a muchness, to be honest. I would say probably would have done better if it had come out more at Christmas. More people would probably go and see it. But it does, you feel... It was originally a streaming film, and you can feel it, especially in the special effects. You can kind of see how it's, just like the green screening is a bit rough. You can tell, especially when he's in a snow globe, or like they're, doing the fight with the snowman. And if you want to get nitpicky, like Chris Evans is just a normal person. He's not like Captain America, and he gets smashed into a tiki tent and he just gets up like nothing happened. And it's like, these small things, like Jingle All the Way is like a fish out of water story, or like Men in Black is fish out of water, but it has realism, and it doesn't have that kind of realism that you'd like to have in the Christmas film to give it the heart that it needs. But yeah, to be honest with you, I think if it wasn't for J.K. Simmons and how they portrayed Santa, I really just wouldn't like this film at all. But I don't think there's much more that I give from this, but that's my main thing. And I mean, Lucy Liu is just like more of like a plot device to keep the story going along. So I found that it's one of these films that it's take it or leave it. If you want something on in the background, it's probably good. But I mean, in terms of like to compare it to like a Christmas classic, I don't think it will get there. But yeah, Moon.
This movie got sillier and sillier. Like every scene is just more silly. John gave the synopsis like in a very good way. My version would be Santa Claus gets kidnapped by a witch, and the witch wants Santa's goo to punish the naughty ones. I mean, that is just yeah. So when like the movie was going, I was like, I need to turn off my brain. But the movie it just felt very long somehow. It's just I don't know what's going on. And Rock, I think the best movie he's ever done was The Rundown, and ever since he's just played the same character, it is so boring. Chris Evans, yeah, Chris Evans just did the same. What? Like every time he would see something, he was just what? Yeah, very silly movie. I would actually consider it like a guilty pleasure, but it is very long, so I don't know. The last 20 minutes were like so bad. I was just laughing and Santa Claus going to people's home and delivering gifts. Very silly stuff. Yeah, but good. I had a good laugh.
And it has that cheesy ending, you know, like
Very
the,
cheesy.
the perfect Hollywood ending.
The
Just-
power slap competition was actually very
that was a good scene. I
That
must
was
admit.
good. Yeah.
I love that whole section when they're in with Krampus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think
Actually,
they,
so.
they actually went to practical effects and it really helped the look of like
Yeah.
Krampus and all the other mythical creatures, which
Yeah.
I did appreciate at the time. But even that whole time there did drag out a little bit.
Especially when they're in the prison cell and you're like,
Oh.
okay, come on, let's get to the next
Even
bit.
before they get to the actual slapping part, it was a lot of
Yeah.
unnecessary dialogue. But anyway, yeah, I thought the way they made Krampus look and all those mythical creatures, I thought it
That
was
was good,
really
yeah.
well done.
Oh, yeah.
Because when I think they did a good choice of not going the CGI route, because it made it seem a bit more cinema-esque. Because I know you said before it was maybe made more for streaming, but for me, I think it actually held well in the cinema. I didn't get that vibe that it was just a streamer movie, but
How
yeah.
much do you think this film cost? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah, sorry, I read it.
Oh, you read it,
yeah,
okay. So
There is
what
no
about
way
you?
it costs.
I don't know. Well, judging by that, I'd have to go high. So I don't know, 200 mil.
250 million.
There you go.
250.
Yeah,
But
I reckon
what's-
50 of that went to The Rock.
What's
Right?
money in Hollywood these days when you got these big star actors?
Like 1.5 Oppenheimers.
yeah, well, pick and choose. You could have like how many Godzillas? You know what I mean?
But
Yeah.
I mean, look, the villain of the film was not really interesting to
Oh
me.
no, hell no.
She looked like a
was so
kid,
bad.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds like
yeah.
a kid. That's
At
what-
first I thought it was like gonna, yeah.
A child,
It
yeah.
was
Yeah,
like
sure.
she's a shapeshifter, 900-year-old witch shapeshifter, and she decides I'm gonna be a kid. Like genius, you know. I was just like, oh my gosh. And yeah, I don't know. It's just everything she did. Like she tried to go in the like evil witch costume, and she just still looked like a kid in black.
And when she possessed the guy, I was
Yeah,
laughing
Nick Kroll.
so much.
Especially when he does when he's getting into the
Yeah.
possession, he's like, oh, it's just like, oh, jeez, this is the kind of film we're in. Or like, and then it's one of these films where it's strange because it's like it seems silly, so it's like for kids.
I don't know.
But then
what it's
like they're swearing, and you've got Chris
Yeah.
Evans like looking at every woman in
Yeah,
Aruba where
checking
they
them
are,
out,
going,
yeah.
"Oh, here's my wife. Here's my wife." It's like,
I don't
wow,
know
what is
it aimed
this?
for. Yeah, you don't know.
It's
Yeah.
it's like
Not a kids movie for sure.
yeah. And I know that the guy who did the like directing was the guy who did the Dewey Cox story, and so he does relatively good films up to now. But yeah, this film just is like, I think it's like one of these, I need to pay for my second house, so let's just take Amazon's money. But yeah, not great.
All right, guys, gonna give our scores.
Yeah.
All right, Moon. How many snow globes out of 10?
I'll give it 6 snow globes out of 10.
John?
I'm gonna give it 5 snow globes out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give it 6 snow globes out of 10. All right, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, check out our socials, and we'll catch you on the next one. Ciao.